Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cinematic Analysis!
Yeah!
Woo! Fuck yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural episode of Cinematic Analysis, the brand new podcast for all of us. You may know us from other podcasts like Crash and Burn. You may know us from the Moshcast. You may know us from the other stupid shit we do on the internet. But you know what? That's not the focus today. So we need a slogan for this podcast because Crash and Burn is the fastest rising podcast in wrestling. Moshcast is the loudest podcast in all of music. We'll think of something for that later on, but for right now, it's Cinematic Analysis. That's all we can say. It's happening. It is happening right now. My name is Julian Purnell, the Heavy Metal Joker, one of the co-hosts of this fucking show. And I'm very excited about this. This has been a long time coming for both of us. And I say both of us because I would like to introduce my co-host for the Cinematic Analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Madi!
Hello, I'm Maddie. I'm so fucking excited to announce that this is finally happening after like a month. And first of all, I just want to give like a huge thanks to everybody who really came in and is a member of this. It's like one big super group of one podcast. But I love movies. I've grown up watching them forever. And I've always wanted to review them. So to have everybody, all my friends involved is really fucking dope. Yeah, I'm really bad at introductions, so I'll give the floor to Jason now.
Yes, hello. My name is Jason, and I can say I'm also from Cinematic Analysis. You may see me from Crash and Burn, from the Moshcast, but you can see me here too. Yeah. Hi, I'm here existing.
Perfect
Reviewing
attendance.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, now we can get on to some of our featured members. Me, Jason, and Maddie are going to be some of the mainstays on here. But also these guys, the rest of these guys will pop in here and there. First and foremost, he literally just fucking finished watching the movie. We'll go ahead and introduce him first. And
AJ, aka Sleepyhead.
Yeah, our resident sleepyhead, AJ Anza.
But you're not allowed to sleep during movies.
I won't. All right. Welcome, everyone. All right. If you don't know who I am already, my name is AJ. You can catch me on Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast and the Moshcast. And welcome to the Cinematic fucking Analysis. And we are going to review a movie.
What movie?
Yeah, what movie, AJ?
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Woo! What a movie.
I don't know about your nightmare in a minute.
Okay. Next up, he is my friend for almost 8 years. Like, it's crazy to say that me and him have been friends for 8 years. He is a newcomer to the podcast scene, but we asked him to be on Cinematic Analysis because he loves movies just as much as we all do. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Mr. Jaden Addison.
Dang, it's like that?
Oh, my bad.
Yep, representing Kyrie Irving.
Oh, yeah, International Jersey Day, correct?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep, it's
God.
just Jersey Day.
Yeah,
Yep, you can also catch me on the Moshcast and Crash and Burn as well.
Yes, indeed. Hey, go follow his TikTok. It's also good as well. All right.
Yep,
Next up, he is pretty much the brand new member of the podcasts as well. He's made his debut on the Moshcast before, and now he is with us for the premiere of Cinematic Analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, get it for man, Mr. Tom Bland.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Tom. Like you say, you can catch me on the Moshcast. But yeah, welcome to Cinematic Analysis. This is dope. I'm super excited to get this thing rolling, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, we got to get it rolling. All right. Had to do one. Oh, yeah, I guess Lucas can go. Yeah. Hey, Lucas is here. Yay. Hey.
Okay, just
good.
me.
You
All
know
right,
what?
fine.
I'm glad to be hated. Anyways, Anyways, you guys see me on the Moshcast and see me at Crash and Burn being a total dumbass to myself. But today, we're actually going a little bit different perspective. This is me just being analytical. And we are doing this today. Don't take it the wrong way. I'll do a bad start. Anyways, I'm here doing this again. Just me is down below. Check me there, and we're gonna do Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. I haven't watched the movie in a long time, and it's great to watch the movie again and basically not see things I used to see. I'll say that.
Yes. And Lucas said, like, oh, he's not going to act like a dumbass on this podcast. It won't be long, guys. It won't be fucking long.
It won't be long, but I will try.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens by the end of the episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun. All right. And finally, last but certainly least, he is our resident assassino. And he is our good old buddy, old pal for years so far.
What the fuck kind of intro is this?
Hey, it fits you, ladies and gentlemen. The guy. Yeah, he's just here. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, hi, Josh. Hey.
Hello, America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm not special.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, what's up, everybody? It's the assassin Josh Dinker here. Welcome to the first and inaugural episode of the podcast. Who's ever eating chips? I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but
yeah.
Okay, this is
Jaden, you can't be that loud with the chips.
Wow, we love a good chip ASMR.
Those solid steel chips. Anyways, I love
ASMR.
movies. I'm sure these guys love movies as much as I do. We're reviewing The Nightmare Before Christmas. And yeah, I'm super excited. Let's get this thing started.
Yeah, you sure sound.
Before we get into it, I feel like we should kind of explain how this is going to go.
We also have two other people here, too, that are part of this, too.
Yes.
Wyatt and Dylan Rackley, and shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Our resident chicken boy.
Whoever wants to say how we're going to be doing this, we can go one at a time from the host, starting with Jason, Julian, and then myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and go first. So basically how the whole cinematic analysis is going to work, for those of you who don't know anything about what's going to be going on for this entire whole podcast, basically this is what happens. Every single month will be a different theme for different movies. This month, because it's December, obviously we have to do a Christmas theme. Like that would be fucking stupid not to. I mean, come on, people. But basically what happens is Maddie, myself, and Jason run the Cinematic Analysis Discord, and we all come together and pitch a bunch of movies. We pick, 8 of the best ones, but we vote. We all individually vote on which movie gets picked, because we're only doing 4 episodes a month, because we're all very busy with our own stuff, Crash and Burn and Moshcast, and our solo stuff as well.
Yep.
So basically, just to make it super easy on us, so basically how it works is like this. So we vote on whatever movie it is. So for this case, we chose between either Nightmare Before Christmas or Home Alone 1. And the majority of us voted for Nightmare Before Christmas. And so one night of the week, like towards the end of the week, we will all meet up on Discord and we will watch the movie that has been chosen. And so and during the movie, whenever we watch the movie together, we all mute our mics, we just watch the movie, and we all basically just take notes on certain parts that we wanted to talk about. Maddie is going to have like the certain sections, like the first part, second part, third part, and then the finale of the movie. Basically just a whole, like, I don't know what the correct term is, but like whatever. But yeah, that's basically how this whole thing is going to work. And so Maddie's going to talk about each part of the movie. Either myself, I'm probably going to tell the plot of the movie because I have the plot right here.
Same.
But other than that, every episode, it's either going to be me, Jason, or Maddie saying the plots and then going through each part. Mostly, it's probably going to be Maddie going through each part, just like, oh, this happened, this part, this happened, this part. And we all individually, whatever notes we had, we basically say something, or we want to talk about certain things that happened in the specific part of the movie. and we each go one by one, which basically means one person talks at the time. If you want to say something, raise your fucking hand and don't talk over everyone, AJ. And
jeez, you're a teacher?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing,
That's in
Jaden.
third grade.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Jaden.
Mace bathroom.
I don't got nothing to say, but she sound like a teacher saying all that.
Well, Jaden, here's the thing. That's how we're gonna have to do it, because if we,
I'm okay with that, but she was aggressive with it.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why we raise our hands, because Jaden talked over me. So it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good fun. But yeah, it's basically everything that's going to happen. We're going to talk about every single part of the movie, talk about certain parts we liked or certain parts we didn't like. And then at the end, we are going to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on would we recommend this movie to any of you guys out there. And then, of course, we all go around and give a rating out of 10. So I think that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? We're going to have some fun conversations. We might have some, interesting conversations.
We might be dumbasses.
Oh yeah, well, we might be. Have you guys have seen our podcast before? You know we're all going to be a bunch of dipshits. So, and knowing how we all are, we all know Lucas is going to jump off his bed at some point. So, without further ado, yeah. So, without further ado, Maddie, would you like to take it away and talk about what we're going to be doing next?
Yes. So as Julian said, I will be going through each part of the movie, meaning before we start the conversation after the plot, I will describe the beginning of the film in case anyone has seen it but has forgotten because it's been so long. And then one of us at a time, we will, me, myself, Julian, and Jason will call on somebody and we'll go one at a time and, read off what we wrote and then kind of talk about it, have a conversation. And like Julian said at the very end, we will give a rating after if we recommend it or not.
Thumbs up.
Yep, thumbs up, thumbs down, recommendation, not, and we definitely will be raising our hands. It's something we will have to get used to.
It's something
because this is probably the biggest podcast we have because there's a lot of people involved. So
yes,
I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. So, without further ado, guys, you guys think we should get this thing started?
Yes, Julian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we are talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you didn't see the thumbnail or didn't see the promotions for this whole podcast, this is all we're going to be talking about for however long we do this. So, basically, this is the whole plot of the movie. This is basically it overall. So. Here we go. Nightmare Before Christmas. The film follows the misadventures of Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, who has become bored with the same annual routine of frightening people in the real world. When Jack accidentally stumbles onto Christmas Town, all bright colors and warm spirits, he gets a new lease on life. He plots to bring Christmas under his control by kidnapping Santa Claus himself and taking over the role. But Jack soon discovers that even the best laid plans of mice and skeleton men can go seriously wrong. And that is basically the plot of the movie, man. That's basically how it goes. So, Maddie, if you would please talk about the first parts of the movie. We all watched the movie before this.
Yep. So the first part of the movie is definitely the opening. So that when we get introduced to Jack and all of the other characters, and we kind of see what it's like in Halloween Town, and all of the aspects of everything, and yeah, that's basically the first part of the movie.
Yeah, that's basically how the first part of the movie is. We introduced to all the characters. We get introduced to Jack, Sally, Mr. Finkelstein, the mayor, the triplets. All of them are there. The witches, the vampires, everyone. Basically, your typical Halloween stuff is basically what you get introduced to. And basically what happened in the movie, the first part of the movie is, of course, you get introduced to the characters. This is right after Halloween has ended. right after Halloween was ended, another successful year. And this is basically the part where you realize Jack the Skellington is basically bored. You know, he doesn't feel like having it. He's not having any fun with Halloween anymore because it's just the same thing, year after year after year, scaring people and doing whatever the fuck it is they do. And so, yeah, it's basically what that whole introduction is. And so, for everyone to just know what happens, what else happens, Jack basically, he's getting bored, and so he goes for a walk to a cemetery. He sings a beautiful song about being the Pumpkin King, and how bored he is with his cute little doggy. And it's a very cute dog. And so, right as he's singing the song, we also realize that Sally is actually watching him. She was in the cemetery right when he entered, and I have this in my notes, and I don't know if I want to say what I have in my notes. Okay, basically,
Go ahead.
Basically, all I'm saying is basically Sally is overtly horny for Jack the Skellington. Jesus Christ.
He's been listening to Shine now lately.
Yeah. What, man? Did you just say that she's been listening to Shine now? Oh, we're not bringing that one up.
Oh, come on.
But seriously, like, it's basically right then and there you realize Sally has a thing for Jack the Skellington. And after Jack sings the song, he goes off into the woods with his adorable little pet, and that's where the whole movie starts to go. It's the next morning, they don't know where anything is. And so this town is wondering, like, oh, where's Jack the Skellington? Where is he gone? He's gone. He hasn't been seen. And the mayor's freaking the fuck out. Like, where's Jack? Like, we had to start making plans for the next Halloween, even though it's going to be the same fucking thing. So, yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to add? All right, Maddie.
Well, I was going to start my next one, but Jaden, you go ahead and add something.
Go ahead, Jaden.
The chick, she's a simp. When you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a simp.
Very, very simp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically what we're dealing with here is just...
Lucas, you're raising your hand. What is it?
Lucas, go.
Okay. All right. So what I want to say about the beginning, first of all, amazing. The songs in there were very good. I definitely love the opening song. Definitely one of the most iconic songs of the movie. And I would say the entrance from Jack, though, the entrance he first came in, that was impressive. I'll definitely say that. And that's like first song always my favorite, and especially that shot in the moon. That's always been my favorite part of the movie. And that's all I gotta say about the beginning of it is amazing. I'll say this about Sally. Basically, she was scared. She didn't know what to do. And so right at the end, just like every single Disney movie, always at the end, they always make out the end, basically.
We haven't gotten to the end.
We're not at the end.
What?
You just spoiled it. Wow, Lucas.
You dumbass.
Well,
Just focus on the beginning.
well, I'm saying just
I'm gonna have to mute it.
you're saying the same over and over again.
Okay, so I don't even know where to continue after that. Jesus Christ, Lucas. This is
I'll mute that.
Sorry, and my notes are right here.
Yes. So, okay, for my screen, everyone's video camera is now off, so I don't know what to do now, but it's fine. So I can't see who's raising their hands.
Do
So,
you want to just do what we did for the Moshcast, where we stopped and then started again?
yeah, just real quick. We'll be right back, guys.
All right, you know what?
Everyone shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right, we're back. Sorry, there's some little technical difficulties there. My camera wasn't working, and I couldn't see who was raising their hands or not. So, where was I? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Lucas basically spoiled the fucking ending. So, who Whoever wants to go next, please raise your hand. AJ, go on ahead.
I'm not gonna spoil the ending, unlike Lucas here, but I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fuck. I didn't mean to do that. All right, I just say what came out of my fucking head. Okay. Anyways, in the beginning, I really liked the introduction. I really liked the song choice of it, the graphics and everything, and I really liked the part they introduced the characters like Jack, Sally, and all that stuff. And obviously, Sally has a thing for Jack. And they're having a close friendship. You know, I feel like they had a friendship, and yeah, and then when Jack came in, he came out and scared everyone, and then after the song ended, he was like, it was the worst thing I ever did, which was funny, by the way.
I found it more depressing than anything. Oh, and Lucas is on. Sorry, Lucas, please come back. All right. Anyway, so after that we move on to the wait, is Maddie frozen?
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, sorry. What the fuck is happening with my
I'm raising my hand.
All right, go ahead, Maddie. Please talk.
So I mean, like everybody said, great opening. I really loved, the colors felt very dark and gloomy, which feels very Halloween-like. And first initial watch, you think it's gonna be a Halloween movie, which anyone that knows me knows I love anything Halloween. Great openings to songs. This is Halloween. The song that Jack sings when he's going into the graveyard, and just a great introduction to the characters. I also noticed that in the graveyard there was a tombstone that looked like Ghostface. So I was very happy about that. I love Scream. It also, I don't want to say the movie is stop motion. I could totally be wrong. It could totally be stop motion. But I love those types of movies. I think they're so cool. Julian is researching for me. Thank you. I also think that when he goes into the woods with Zero, it was a nice change of color, because it's not something that you would really expect, especially with the first half being more of a Halloween movie. So, Tom, yes.
It's such a classic introduction to a Tim Burton movie.
Yes.
Just all the colors and the dark theme, and the songs obviously are classics. Yeah, that's just the first thing that you notice when you watch the movie or the start of the movie. It's this is just classic Tim Burton.
Yeah. That's how Tim Burton has always really been with his films. And it is stop motion, by the way. It's full on stop motion production. But when you watch the movie, it doesn't even feel like it's stop motion. That's the beauty of this movie. It's it feels like these characters are real, even though they were just dolls that they made themselves. And especially with even though it's when this movie come out, the 90s?
1993.
1993.
Yeah, 1993. If you look at the production of the movie and how clear the movie is, I mean, obviously, yes, it's still an old movie, and they've obviously redid everything with the more modern technologies, so we're able to see it more clearly, all that stuff. But still, I remember watching the original movie when I was a lot younger, with how it was back in the 90s. I had an old VHS tape. That's how fucking old I am. I remember a VHS tape of that. And I still vaguely remember it. It was still a beautiful looking movie. Even for a movie that came out in the early 90s, it was still a beautifully shot film. And it's very the lighting of the movie was great. The cinematography was always what drew me to this movie. And yeah, that's basically what I gotta say right now. Josh.
What I like about a lot of movies, you basically go on the adventure, and you're basically while the movie's playing, you're basically a part of the adventure as well. And that's what I like about a lot of those movies, where it tells a good story and how two characters fall in love with each other. But Sally, like everyone said in the beginning, she was a simp for Jack. She really liked him, but then there's a twist. The twist is that Jack obviously likes Sally back, and then the whole romantic adventure starts. But I really like this this movie. Like, it's one of my favorites. It's such a classic. So, but I like how movies, they take you on the adventure pretty much, and you just go through an awesome story start to finish. That's one thing I like about it.
100%. Jaden, you raise your hand first.
Oh, Maddie can go. She had her hand first.
Sorry, your screen. Sorry,
Am I frozen?
Your
Should
screen
I,
froze.
end and come back?
Yeah. Really quick. Yeah.
Okay.
If you can. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. It's my fault. My laptop's fucking me over.
Jaden, you're such a gentleman.
Am I good?
All right. What the fuck is wrong with this fucking thing?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you just want to start from scratch?
I should have mentioned this earlier though, but Jack wanted a chance. I know we've all felt like in some point of our lives that we got tired of doing the same old routine every single day, and that's what Jack wanted in the movie. And he stumbled upon the Christmas door, and he kidnapped Santa, took his sleigh, and actually became Santa. He got to experience a different role.
Jaden!
You're fast. You're going very fast.
You're like on the third half of the film.
Looks like I'll have to do a lot of editing here.
Poor Jason. Jason, we love you. You are a trooper.
All right.
Claps for Jason.
You're all good, Jaden. You're all good. You're all good. It's okay.
Okay.
It's only the first episode, people.
Yeah, it's the first episode. We'll get better with this as we go along. But Maddie, you had your hand raised.
I kind of want to add on to what Josh was saying about how he also likes Sally back. I kind of interpreted it differently. I kind of saw it as he didn't really notice Sally yet. Like, he knew she existed, but he didn't notice her the way that Sally noticed him. At least that's the way that I saw it. But another thing I wanted to add too was that Jack is just going through it. He is having like a midlife crisis.
Well, afterlife crisis.
Yeah,
Because he's dead.
Yeah.
But all right. But
a dead crisis.
Jason, your turn.
So, what I like about movies that they take you through a ride of emotions, and I don't know what else to say, but I liked how the musicals really took you through another ride of emotions, and through a romance, like with Jack and Sally. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but what I like most is the musicals.
Julian.
There's one that I liked.
Yes. Another thing I really wanted to bring up about the first part of this film before we go ahead and get into the next part of it. Another thing I really wanted to mention is the only way, like, we're talking about Jack and Sally, like, yeah, you're right, Maddie. Like, Jack didn't really notice Sally until like a certain point, but I think Jack started noticing Sally because Jack became good friends with her father, Dr. Finkelstein. Finkelstein? I don't know.
I think it's Stein.
Finkelstein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Stein.
Yeah. And we've gotten to know his character. Like, he's very protective of Sally. Like, doesn't like her sneaking out and like whatnot. Typical father character, like overprotective father character. So that's kind of how it always was. Like, that's kind of how his character always is in the movie. Like, if you watch the entire movie all the way through, he's been like that the entire time. But like, especially in this part, like, he's super overprotective. Like, talking about like, oh, Sally has snuck out before. Sally has poisoned him, which doesn't really do anything because you're already dead. And so yeah, that's basically something I really wanted to mention. Also, Sally also feels the same way that Jack feels. Like a lot of people don't mention that is like Sally's kind of sick of the same thing as well. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that before we go ahead and move on to this next little part, which I want to know, Maddie, is Jack discovering the doors? Is that the second part?
Yes, that leads into the second part, which you did kind of mention that, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. With the Sally and her father type situation, but it's fine. We're getting into it anyways. So the second half of the movie, is basically where Jack discovers Christmas Town and his journey through that, and kind of coming back to Halloween Town and proposing the idea of Christmas to everyone. So for me, I had a lot of thoughts, especially when he initially goes into Christmas Town. Is how the fuck does nobody notice a giant ass skeleton running around singing about what the fuck snow is? How does no one know what is that?
Wait, what?
When he's running around singing. Oh, Jaden.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you said. It's a cartoon movie. Nothing makes sense.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's a kid's film after all.
Nothing makes sense.
Thank you, Maddie.
God damn it, Jason. With the bear tooth puns. This isn't the Mosh
Oh, I
Cast.
hate you.
I love puns.
And then we see that when Jack leaves, it's still like kind of confusing though. And like Jaden said, yes, it is a cartoon film, but you can't help but notice this.
Yeah.
When Jack goes back to Halloween Town, how the fuck does he know everything about Christmas from just his experience of running around and singing? Julian.
Oh, I got something great for this. Like, we forgot to mention this. We forgot to mention this a little bit beforehand. Like, before Jack goes into Halloween Town, he discovers all the doors, which everyone doesn't know what the doors are. Like, it's basically the doors that lead to all the different holidays. And there's Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, and Valentine's Day. Those are the 6 holiday doors that they have. But you're fucking right, Maddie. It's like this giant fucking skeleton, the size of a pretty much the size of a building, really, singing at the top of his lungs. Like, what is this? What is that? What is all this? I don't know what the fuck any of this is.
Oh, that part.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that part. Yeah, God. Like, I think that's one of the most annoying songs in the movie, but it's also the best one because it's so.
I thought it was funny.
Song. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? You're also right about another thing, Maddie. Like, he was in there for like how many minutes? Like, not even very long. And he all of a sudden is just like, "Oh, I'm a Christmas genius." All right, Tom, you go on ahead.
He must have been super bored to absorb that much information about Christmas in like 5 minutes. Like, he must have been so bored with his life that he just took it all in. Like, that's a lot of information.
Jaden.
Did y'all think, was he cold? Think about that.
Oh my God, I didn't think about that.
Was he cold? I mean, he's a skeleton. He's bone in a thin jacket. Like, think about that.
Oh my God, I never thought about that. That's fucking hilarious, Jaden. Like, God, this is why we brought you on. You bring up stuff that we don't even notice. Like, you're right. But he's all in bone. It's all bones. So
Bone Daddy, remember?
Thin suit.
Oh yeah. For everyone that doesn't know, Jack the Skeleton, his nickname is Bone Daddy.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, the Bone Daddy. Bone Daddy. Anyone else want to go and talk about this?
I'm gonna go and say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Lucas.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say this. Why the hell was he called Bone Daddy? Seriously. I don't know why.
This video might get taken down.
Maybe he was a pimp when he was alive or something like that. Again, who the hell knows? I mean, if you think about it now, it's only bone, no skin, no muscle.
Bony.
It's just there, existing.
Jaden.
I don't think we're talking about this Bone Daddy because this video might get taken down.
No, it won't. It's literally in the movie.
Jaden's like taking over the episode.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Jason's got a point because, Susan will pretty much have our asses at gunpoint with this shit. But here's the thing. We're a brand new podcast. We can't get monetized until we get 1,000 subscribers, so it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway.
AJ, you had your hand up.
You're right.
Yeah, AJ.
Oh, first of all, is this supposed to be a PG show or a rated R show? Because it's clearly not.
What?
Hey,
What
make a
question
good point.
is that?
It's a bone. You say Bone Daddy. Oh my god. Anyways.
What?
Now we're gonna get taken down.
Yeah, no.
All right.
What has this episode become?
Why?
Can someone listen to
How about
Countdown
me scoring
lately?
against the bad? God damn.
All right. Can I just say my thoughts before we
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Oh god. All right. So what I saw in that second part, yeah, Jack was like singing another song. I was like, and I saw one thing, and he was on the moon. And then Sally was like talking to Dr. Finkelstein about like patience and all that stuff. I think they had a little conversation, and one point they bring up patience, and then the mayor was like knocking on. Wait, was that in that scene?
No, you're right.
wait a
That's in the second half of the movie.
That's the second half,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So the mayor was knocking on Jack's door, and then like he has like two versions of the. He has two faces apparently. One is like a dad version, and then like one is self. But if I'm wrong, if it's not that, then maybe his happy version and maybe his worried version. But,
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
That's what it is.
Okay, and then and then he rang the bell multiple times, and then he rang, and then he after that he fell down the stairs and pretty much turned to a different face apparently, and then and then like Jack saw like a Christmas tree house, but he was dragged out by some snow and made it like to a fancy snow place accidentally with some trains and lights and a snowman for crying out loud. And then obviously Jack sings "What Is This?" and yeah, and Jack hasn't seen Christmas before, so. And the song ended, and we moved back to the mayor.
Yes.
The mayor, of course, has two sides. Yeah, I just said that already. And, I don't know if this is. Oh, go ahead, Maddie.
Oh no, you continue. I'm just gonna stay here and wait till you're done.
Okay, I think this is also in the. Is this the? What I'm about to say? Is this gonna be in the next scene? Because I'm really nervous now.
Type it in chat.
Okay, it's Sally that served. I think Sally served like Dr. Finkelstein some dinner. Apparently.
That's what I was raising my hand about. Yeah, it's in the same half.
Yeah, there was like she was making like random like jars and stuff, and apparently that pretty much poisoned him. I think I don't know, but he did offer her some, and she obviously said no, thank you. And yep. That's all I got to say for that scene, I think. I've been the next few, I aren't in the next scene.
Okay. All right. So, Maddie, you had your hand raised?
I want to add on to what AJ was saying about the soup. That's always been my favorite scene ever since I was a kid. I don't know why. And it's a weird way that they use the word poison in the film, because when you think of poison, you think someone's going to die. But obviously it's a Disney movie, so no one's dying. They're just being knocked out. So that's another thing that I had noticed from watching it when I was a kid to watching it as an adult. But yeah, I just wanted to add on to that scene being my absolute favorite scene in the entire film. So. Julian.
Yes. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Is when Jack returns to the town? Is that third part?
Third part.
Okay. So, I just wanted to I just wanted to know because I think we're about ready to lead into that part. Correct?
Yep. Well, I don't know who else said what for the second half. Who did not
Josh,
say anything for the second half?
And Josh didn't say anything.
I think it was me what I said earlier.
Yeah. All right. Josh, you wanted to say anything?
Not for this part, but for the next part, yes.
Okay. Jason, did you have anything to add on to the second half of the film?
So we're talking about the soup scene?
Yep.
I thought it was an entertaining one.
Perfect.
Again, I'm new to reviewing movies, so.
It's all good. It'll take some getting used to. It's our first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
kid.
I'm not going to say much this episode.
Yep.
So the third half is when Jack returns to Halloween Town and tells the town of what Christmas is after literally not even 5 minutes of being in Christmas Town.
Right.
And we also get a beautiful song that is my favorite of the soundtrack. And a band actually did a cover of it, and I will definitely get into that when I talk about it. What else? And we kind of get more of a sense of Jack as, well, he's not really a person, but as a character. And yeah, so for me, I definitely wrote down that Sally is still simping hard for Jack. But also seeing Jack do his research, and he still kind of feels out of place, and that definitely gets a little bit more explored in the third half. And Jack feels, to me, in certain scenes, kind of greedy.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to explain it, but when talking about Christmas and like when Sally was helping Jack try to see the right way, that this is wrong, this is not what you're supposed to do. It just feels like kind of greedy, and he's only thinking of himself and not about the people of Halloween Town or the real world of Christmas. Again, Making Christmas, best song on the entire soundtrack. My favorite part as well is that scene, and they're making the toys, and they made the hat, and I was like, man, this reminds me of something that somebody wears at the Met Gala. But another thing I wanted to point out too is, and this is why I enjoy Tim Burton films, is he takes other aspects of his films and kind of put them together. Like when you see the snakes, it's very Beetlejuice-esque, and I love that. And I believe this movie, if I'm not mistaken, was it before or after Beetlejuice?
I think Beetlejuice was released in like the 80s, like late 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I love that he takes film aspects of his films into other movies that he does. Another thing you notice too is that Sally is the only one with a brain in the entire Halloween Town. So, Julian, you had your hand raised up.
Yes, because you just mentioned that. Like, Sally is the only one with a brain, mainly because Dr. Finkelstein, Steinstein, doesn't fucking matter. Basically, he made her. He made Sally. Like, she is a Frankenstein, created from the doctor.
Yep.
And so that basically doesn't make sense. Like, she obviously has a lot of knowledge of a bunch of things. She has like she knows a bunch of things. She has visions, and that's where it goes into. She has a vision of what the future is going to be like if Jack continues to try and, do what he's going to do, which we haven't gotten to yet. But she sees this is going to end bad, and Jack's going to not end up screwing himself up, but the entire Halloween town up. Because it's not going to be good because we get to a certain character that gets introduced, which I don't know if you want me to mention that now, but before that, Tom, you like to say something?
I feel like in this part of the movie, Jack kind of starts to develop a leadership role, but not in the best of ways. Like, he's really starting to think about himself and not really worrying about what everyone else is thinking or their ideas. He's kind of just a one-track mind, tunnel vision, like, oh, I want to put my spin on it. So, yeah, you kind of start to see a different side of Jack, but sometimes it might not always be in the best way. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yes. Okay. Madi, you want to? Anyone else have their hand raised?
I know Jaden did earlier, so Jaden.
Back to what you said, how Tim Burton likes to include certain other aspects in this movie. It's called Easter egg. I'm pretty sure you guys know about that anyway.
Yep.
Yes. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Lucas, did you have your hand? Yep, Lucas.
What was the part when Jack was talking about the song about Santa Claus for some reason?
Yep, this is also in the third half.
It's in the third half?
Yeah, it's in the third half.
Okay. I'll let you continue. I'll talk about that.
So we also do get introduced to not Santa Claus, but Sandy Claus. And they think of him as a scary man because of the claws part. I wanted to point that out. So go ahead, Lucas.
So I would say that part, as I was watching as a child, that scared me as a child, honestly. Like the way he just looked at you in the face, I'm like, oh no, I'm walking out of this door. But looking at it now, it's just like a good kind of like plan, I guess you kind of say. But it didn't work out. But yeah, I definitely do like that part. It definitely is scary as a child, but it definitely is a good part of the movie. And I think that's probably one of my second or first favorite song in the movie. And
Julian.
I also want to mention before. I want to mention before. Again, I apologize for what I said. I want to get that out of the way.
No, you're good, Lucas. It happens. We're still getting used to this.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. Anyways,
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Okay. But also the other part, I think it was when Jack actually went into the Christmas scene. First of all, the who's this and what's that? Honestly, it reminds me of going to a new place. Like, what is this? What is that? It's like that's basically how it is, and I think Jack does a good job of kind of like describing kind of things in human ways, like, but no, with Sally, getting noticed by Sally, or with trying to do something for leadership role, not for Christmas, instead of being the pumpkin king. Some of us trying to take a different role sometimes because we're kind of sick of kind of not being the same role, And I think Jack is a great part of it. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Julian, you had your hand raised as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you were going to get into this part real quick, but all of a sudden, Jack starts having these plans, and the main plan now is he wants to basically be the new Santa Claus. That's basically what he wants to do. So he has this whole plan all figured out. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, we're going to basically make our own Christmas. Like, Sally's going to make his costume. Certain people are in charge of making the toys, the decorations, the reindeer and stuff like that. And so Jack tells these 3 kids, I can't remember their names.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
To basically do something, but to basically tells them the plan to do something. So they go up in the conveyor belt, but before they go, he tells them, "Do not tell the Oogie Boogeyman." And that is where we get into the antagonist for this film, the Boogeyman, Oogie, which basically
Oogie Boogie.
the Oogie Boogeyman. Yes, that's
Oh,
basically
okay.
what happens. So the three children go up in the conveyor belt, go into this cave, and they're singing a song, talking about the plan, like, oh, what can we do with Santa? What can we do with Santa? And the Oogie Boogeyman hears their plan, overhears their plan, even though Jack told him not to tell him, or it, or whatever the fuck he is, or it is. Basically, just making sure, like, do not let him know. And of course, he figures it out. He knows what's happening, and so all of a sudden, Jack is like in a building, talking with everyone, like, oh, these plans and everything, make sure everything goes up to steam. All of a sudden, the three children come back with a different holiday character. They come back with the fucking Easter Bunny. And Jack basically tells them, that's not Santa Claus. Go back. So that was the funny part I really wanted to mention. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you were pandering motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Anyone else?
I think Maddie's
Somebody has their hand raised.
Literally have my hand raised. I did
Go ahead.
want to add on to what Julian had said about Oogie Boogie. It's not necessarily that he finds out about Santa Claus. It's more so that the children were working with Oogie Boogie than him finding out.
That makes more sense.
He also reminded me of in the first live action Scooby-Doo movie. I can't remember in the very beginning of the movie where they're catching one of the monsters. That's what he reminds me of for some reason, and I don't know why. But that's what it always reminds me of when I watch it. So, anybody else have anything they want to add on to the third half? Josh?
During the third half, pretty much, I like how Jack, he's trying to figure out how he wants to spread Christmas joy pretty much in his own way. I kind of see him as, the person who kind of robbed the real Santa Claus of his own clothes. Because he's like, where am I going to find a Santa suit? Guess I got to rob the actual Santa. So, kidnap Santa, take his reindeer and sleigh. Then Jack claims himself as the new Santa Claus. But what I like about the whole, Nightmare Before Christmas, it's not and it's not really, they didn't, draw them on a piece of paper. I'm sure they did, but I like the style of the stop motion. I feel like stop motion is one of the coolest things out there. And just how they did this film back then, it was really awesome. But that's what I think was gonna add on to that, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Tom.
I just really think that the Oogie Boogeyman is a cool ass dude. He's got such a distinctive voice, and the song that he sings, he's just a cool guy. And I remember when I first watched the movie, and I was like, dude, this guy's if he was a real person, you'd want to hang out. I just feel like he's so cool. Yeah, he's super dope. Those three kids are mischievous, but the Oogie Boogeyman's so laid back. I love him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else? AJ.
Yeah. I really liked the third part. Jack wanted to create something new. He wanted to give Santa a break, of course, but he really wants to make Christmas in this way. But yeah, and that one absolutely. All right. I'm not gonna get that away. But he wanted to make Christmas, and he made he introduced he introduced the is this the part of the third scene, Maddie? He introduced the Christmas to the Halloween people and
Yep.
and giving them instructions.
That was second.
Yeah, right?
That was the second part.
Oh, I went way past that. All right. Anyways, when I go for my knowledge, so I think Jack wanted to like make a good Christmas at least, and like and his way, but yeah, I could see why. But I really like the fact like he tried to be something, but he's not. He wanted to be Santa Claus for Christmas, and that did not go right at all. And
we will get into
I don't know
that.
if this. I don't know if this is a part of the scene yet, or am I spoiling anything? But I think the police were trying to. Yeah, I think that's in the next scene, right?
That's the next part. We'll get into that in a minute.
All right, never mind.
Jason,
But
do you have anything?
All right, so are we still on the Oogie Boogeyman scene?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't really know what to say, but I kind of like the feature right there because it's a cool addition to the film. Well, it's kind of like having that horror type vibe in like a Christmas movie.
Mhm.
And that's what I think that's really cool. Well, if you're watching like a horror type film during the Christmas season, and who hasn't gone yet for this?
Or wants to add on to anything?
Or wants to add on?
Did Tom go yet?
Yeah.
He did.
Jaden.
Yeah, go ahead, Jaden.
I don't got nothing to say.
Oh, okay.
So that's it?
Yeah, I think we just move on to the
So
fourth
this
part.
is
Go to the next scene.
The climax, the part where everything really takes place. So this scene is where we see Jack putting his final touches on everything that he planned and is delivering the presents to the children of the real world. So I definitely noticed very much that Jack is still very, I don't want to say narcissistic, but selfish. You know, there's a scene where he's literally getting dressed and Sally is like telling him that something is wrong, something's gonna go wrong, it's not right, and he's just not listening to her. And another thing that I had noticed is when Jack had made the I don't remember the characters' names, but the ones that would play the instruments to play the Christmas songs. I actually liked that version better than the actual Christmas version.
Oh yeah.
It felt spookier, and I love spooky. But another thing too is that when Jack is delivering the presents, I'm like, damn, those are my kind of presents. I'd want to get that on Christmas. What do you mean? I want a duck with bullet holes in it. Give me that. I want it.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say, and this particular part is what leads into the final half of the film, which is that Jack finally comes to his senses. So, Julian, go ahead.
Did we get to the part where Santa actually gets kidnapped?
Yeah, this is a part of that scene.
Perfect. All right, continue.
So another thing I had noticed too is that when we get introduced to the police officer that is doodling, he kind of draws something that looks like Jack on his paper. So I'm like, that's interesting. But yeah, Tom, go ahead.
I feel like Sally deep down knew exactly what was going on because at the end of the day, she is the only one with a brain. So that might have played into her hands pretty well. Like, I don't know whether this is actually true, but maybe the reason why she had a brain was to kind of foresee what might happen if something like Christmas Town was ever discovered. But that's probably like a theory, I guess. Because it is kind of weird how she is the only one with a brain in the entire town. But yeah, you can definitely tell in that scene where he's delivering all the presents that he's still stuck in his ways, and he's so naive to seeing that. He's like, oh, I think this is a good idea, and he still delivers presents because that's what Christmas does, but he puts his twist on it, and yeah, he's stuck in his ways for real.
Yeah. All right.
Awkward silence.
AJ, go ahead.
So obviously this is the part when like Jack like gets to the finish and just touches and like oh they I don't know if this is we're up to that yet, but like when Jack like got on the sled, I think, wasn't it?
That's the
Or
part.
was that the next part?
Nope, that's his part.
That's the part?
Mhm.
Okay, so when Jack was on the sled, he gave out the wrong presents to the children and pretty much terrified them, which I actually got scared myself. But Jack, man, he almost got serious troubles and he got numerous complaints from parents. He should have served like a few years in jail for that. But thank God he did not get arrested, of course. Yeah, but Jack, his plan went right, but yeah, I can see why it. Did we get to the part like he was wrong and all that stuff? Like the thing like boom.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. All right. So so Jack like pretty much went on the sled and then took off and not even listened to Sally over here because Sally is the one with the freaking brains. Jack is a dumbass for doing it in the first place, but it's typical Jack. Oh, Maddie's pissed. I'm so sorry.
No, I just looked at my phone because I usually watch a streamer on Twitch and it's past the time, and I went to Discord and somebody sent me a thing of Walmart selling the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Pretty Woman mask. So BRB running to Walmart. But yeah, I don't know who has their hand up first, but I'll go with Jaden.
I found it funny when the kids got their gifts. I know it sounds messed up.
It's funny.
Lucas.
One thing I would definitely say about the Christmas things, when you give the gifts or whatever like that, I will say this. That was probably part of UB's plan. I'll say that. Because, again, you gotta think about it. Jack was not planning, to give all his kids like heads and body parts, whatever it was. Give them good gifts. But I think it was a part to ruin it. I don't think Jack meant to do that. But I just like the part when Jack's like, oh no, I just messed up badly. I gotta make this up. Where's Santa?
Yeah.
We'll find out later because I'm not gonna spoil it out like I did last time. But yeah, I definitely did enjoy that part when Jack had the basically oh shit look. I fucked up look. Note to tell people, if you give gifts, don't give them whims, heads, or anything like that.
Just give the gift.
Just be good people. Be good people.
Lucas.
Don't go on the naughty list.
Speak for yourself, man.
The naughty list. All right, Maddie, continue.
Thank God I'm not on that naughty list one time.
It's not your turn, AJ.
Say their thoughts. Jason.
Remind
Josh?
me of the scene. We're on where they deliver the presents.
Yep, that's where we're at.
Okay. So this is when Jack departed to deliver the presents, and yeah, as what was said already, he fucked up, and then he had that look on his face, which I think is cool. That, as I said earlier, they take you through a ride of emotions, and they make you feel the same emotion too as what they're feeling.
Yeah.
So I think that scene was pretty entertaining.
For sure.
Josh.
In the last like during that scene, you know, when he is Santa Claus, I feel like Jack needs to I felt like he needed to learn who he was before he decided to do that, like deciding to take all of Santa's personal shit. But
don't do that.
He robbed the man.
He robbed the.
He finally be on the naughty list.
I felt like when I was watching the movie, like when I watched it, I was like, Jack, did you ever realize that you were gonna be on the naughty list if you stole the actual suit from the man who gives you presents?
Yeah, Jack, don't be a shithead.
Well,
Exactly.
not only that, but he stole Santa himself. He literally stole him.
He kidnapped Santa.
He's gonna get coal for Christmas.
Yeah, a big nice box of coal, and it's gonna be to Jack from Santa Claus, and that's his present. While every other person gets toys and candy and God knows what they wanted. But what I like about Nightmare Before Christmas, a movie itself, it just tells a great story, and there's like a love triangle somehow behind it, and if you guys have
The
never
animations
seen
too.
Yeah, and if you guys have never seen Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously you live under a rock. And if you don't have a roof over your head, that's why you haven't seen it. But
What?
This is why I like having Josh on. You never know what he's gonna say on a
Julian,
podcast.
what was that noise?
I don't know.
Okay, Jaden, you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Wait, Josh, wait. So who's the love triangle? I know it's Jack, the Frankenstein chick, and who's the third person?
What I meant by love triangle, it was Jack and Sally.
You mean love
because,
story?
You know, they're the two main characters.
That's not a triangle.
Oh, God.
That's a line, my friend.
Love
That's
line.
just a love story. Go ahead, Lucas.
Straight line.
Go ahead, Lucas. You also had your hand up.
That was what I was about to say. What the hell?
Oh,
Who was
yeah.
the third? Who the hell is it? Is it AJ? Is it Maddie? Is it Julian?
Yo!
Who the hell is it?
What the hell?
It's AJ.
And Tom's just watching us be dumbasses.
Tom. Man.
Cinematic
Welcome
analysis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck Julian is, but we are.
I'm here.
Okay, we're now moving on to the final part of the film. And in this part is when we see the boogeyman kind of face off with Santa Claus. And we kind of see a fight scene between Jack and the boogeyman himself. And we get a great song at that before.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the reveal of when Jack comes into the lair is incredible because nobody was really expecting that type of a reveal. We were expecting
No one.
bad things to happen to Sally and Santa Claus. But this is also the part after the fight scene. As a generalized statement, I'm not saying my thoughts yet, but we also see the aftermath of Jack taking over Santa and them having a conversation. So we also
I have something to say about that.
We also see at the end Jack and Sally getting together, as getting together in a Disney film could be. But yeah, so I definitely got massive, especially in this part, massive Beetlejuice vibes.
Yes.
In the fight scene between Jack and Oogie Boogie. I also hated the part when he got skinned, because I hate bugs. Not a fan of that. And when Jack and Santa are having a conversation, I just couldn't help but think of Motionless in White and their song Santa's Piss. And Jack is still fucking blind as shit when it came to Sally. He just didn't know until she made a move. And the last thing I will say is, and when we watch these movies together, there's a separate chat in our Discord where we all talk to each other. And at this particular part of the film, I had made a Blink-182 reference, and I am very proud of myself. That's all I'll say. Jaden, go ahead.
So if the boogeyman and Jack Skeleton had a fight, shouldn't the boogeyman easily be able to break Jack's skeleton? He's just bones.
Yeah, but Oogie Boogie is just bugs.
You know what? This is a cartoon.
Bugs.
You know what? This is a cartoon. Next person.
Julian.
Yeah, you could say he was a little bugged out. Anyway. Yeah. But all right. But yeah, I want to talk about that fight scene a little bit. Like, this is where the cinematography, I think it's like the cinematography for the entire movie is just beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. But I think this is where the cinematography is at its best. Like, you get all those creepy elements, but you also get those like classic fight scene elements. And it's just moments like that where you really appreciate the real hard ass work that those people did to make this film what it is and what it was and what it still is today and what it will continue to be, because people are still gonna fucking watch this movie, and as they should. But yeah, like once we get to we got to the part where Jack kills, not really kills, but defeats Oogie Boogie, right? Do we get to that?
This is the part that we're at right now.
All right, perfect. Because yeah, the way this is what I have typed down. I said Jack kills Oogie via toilet paper pole. That's pretty much an accurate description. It's literally a piece of like his like literally just pulls it and he pulls it and it comes undone and it's just bugs. It's bugs. That's all it was. That's why I feel like that's why they call him the Oogie Boogie Man. Like they call him that because it's just gross. Like it's just a bunch of bugs and disgusting things, like all these different disgusting things just inside of him. And that makes sense. That's a true villain. Villains are disgusting. So I feel like that really did make sense.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, next person.
Sorry.
AJ.
Oh, I love this ending. The boogeyman got defeated by Jack. Oh, and it turned out it was a bunch of bugs. What a waste of a villain, by the way. But yeah, I thought we were gonna have a real person in there, but it's all right. It's all right.
They're
but
dead.
I love and I really. Did we get to the part like Jack came home and to Halloween Land and all that stuff?
Coming up.
Okay. So after that, like Jack helped Santa and Sally, and then Jack went. He told Jack never do that again, otherwise he's on the naughty list. And thank God he actually helped them, and turned out he was a great person at the end. But I was so excited what's gonna happen next, and then what I see, a kissing scene on a Disney show. What?
You
gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, man. Wow.
For that specific movie, yes.
Wow, man. I cannot believe it. I'm glad they both made a move at each other. Of course they're close friends, and apparently they're attracted. So that makes sense. And what an ending to that movie. Wow. What an ending. All right, you got 3 people raising their hands because they're bored of me.
I think I'll go, then Julian, and then Lucas, because I had mine up first. So I want to add on to what AJ was saying about a waste of a villain. We do have to take into consideration that this is still a Disney movie. So they can't just like brutally murder the villain. You know, this isn't like a horror movie, even though it is a Halloween movie, but still. And I was thinking about this too with Josh saying that Jack is going to get coal for Christmas. No, I think Santa's going to bring him a brain so he doesn't do this shit again.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great
Julian.
way.
Julian, go ahead.
Maddie, to add on to that, how is that going to work? Jack is a skeleton. How's the brain
Your
going to
brain
do
is
anything?
inside of your skeletal.
Just make it white.
Because when you have surgery, they literally have to cut your skull to get to your brain.
Okay, anyway, another part I really wanted to add is just the fucking conversation that Jack and Santa Claus have. It's just so simple. But here's the thing. Like, Santa basically says, like, oh, no hard feelings at all. After he was fucking kidnapped and nearly got killed. But no hard feelings. No hard feelings at all. No. Yes, I almost got killed by the Oogie Boogie Man. Yes, your kind got me kidnapped and all that shit. But no hard feelings. Okay, Jaden, go on ahead.
I mean,
Wait,
you do
Lucas
make a
was
good
after.
point. Like, Julian, you do make a good point about him being about Jack kidnapping Santa, and Santa's all right with it. Boy, you know how I'll go crazy to that person if somebody ever attempts to try to kidnap me. Next person.
It's like, you motherfucker, you don't kidnap me. It was like, oh no, it's fine. You kidnap me. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah, do it every week if you want to. That was a fun ride. It's just like you played it off so well.
Go ahead, Lucas.
Okay. First of all, I'm actually going to go back to what AJ was saying. First of all, I'm going to go get used to that. First of all, that's a Disney movie, first off. They're not going to do blood and shit with it, first of all. Second of all, it's a Disney movie. You're going to have some romance in there. You're going to have some build-up. Think about, like, think about, like, all the princess movies that always comes out.
Mm-hmm.
They always gotta have a romance or whatever like that. So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. We have like a love interest in a movie. It's going to be built up and it's going to have some kind of connection. So, I mean, honestly, no matter if it's Disney, Nickelodeon, or Nick Jr., where the hell it is.
Nick Jr.
Oh my God! Imagine Nick Jr. producing this film.
Oh no, that would be way too PG, man. Way too PG.
Nick Jr.
Nick Jr.
I
Mom.
mean, it could work. You never know. But anyways,
It's the
Jr. About murder.
Nick Jr. Mom.
Yeah, but I also say this, like, it's like Disney is basically the standard of like a build up at the end, or kind of like, you know, and live happy ever after. They're basically kind of like the blueprint of that. And I just want to add on to that. I definitely liked the fight scene. Definitely, the fight scene definitely was great. I'm agree with you, Julian. No hard feelings. You legit got kidnapped, almost got killed, and there's no hard feelings. You should I would just slap Jack in the face right then and there. I'm gonna be straight honest with that. But the fight scene was awesome. The whole movie was awesome. Not gonna give my rating just yet, but yeah, I think the whole movie overall, the beginning to the end was honestly very spectacular, and I think probably one of the best soundtracks, and probably of the Disney as well. Probably top 5 in my opinion.
Yes. All right. I think that's it.
Jason.
So,
Oh, yeah,
since this is the final part of the film, and I think it was pretty good. The fight scene was brutal, and the ending where Jack and Sally declare their love, that was like beautiful.
We can live like Jack and Sally if we want. I had to do it.
So the rating, it's
Well,
a
we're
good
not doing
film.
ratings just yet. We're
Oh.
gonna Josh and then Lucas had it.
Jason!
So we'll wait.
All right. Then Tom,
Josh,
I don't know if he'll be back or not. I think he had to go. Josh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, you shithead.
Oh, my bad. So we're doing the last scene, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So obviously the fight scene was brutal, like any other fight in the entire universe is brutal. I feel
More
like
brutal than Infinity War.
I feel like Jack learned a lot from his experience. And I really like the film as a whole. It's, like I said before, it's one of my favorite Disney animated films. Definitely one of my favorite Tim Burton films. Because I liked a lot of Tim Burton's work. I feel like, you know, where it comes to like the stop motion and stuff like that, it's great. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie as a whole.
All right. I think. Is that it?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Wow,
now,
what a movie.
yeah, this was fun. This was fun. Honestly, I think this is a successful first episode. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know exactly what time it is all together. We're going to give the thumbs up or the thumbs down if we recommend this movie
Ready?
to anyone. Ready?
Drum roll, please.
5. Here we go. In 1, 2, 3.
Ding, 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 ding.
Majority thumbs up. Let's go.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and go around and give our ratings for Nightmare Before Christmas. And then we'll head on out of here. And, let's start off with Maddie. What would you give this movie?
So overall, I really enjoyed the movie. It feels like both a Halloween and a Christmas movie. So take with it what you will. You can pick it to watch it on any holiday. I love the soundtrack. I think the cinematography of it was beautiful. And I give this movie a 10 out of 10.
Yes. Completely agree. All right, Jason.
This was a really good film. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10.
Julian.
All right. Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. Well, for me, like I've always been a fan of this film. I've been a fan of this ever since I was a kid, and I still love it to this day. Still have great memories of watching this before, everything got edited and like a lot better, like with like the production quality of the cinematography got better because they obviously edited it over time to like fit with the streaming services to make it look better. But like, it's just amazing that this film is still like as big as it is. Like, it's still a big film.
It's like
it's iconic, but like I've always appreciated like how amazing the writing was. Like the scripts is absolutely amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. The amazing artwork that went into this film and like the production that went into this film, the cinematography in this film. It's something that I think still to this day, even though this is a 1993 film, still stands out above the rest. And I 100% believe that. So that being said, my rating for The Nightmare Before Christmas, congratulations, you got yourself my first 10 out of 10 for cinematic analysis.
Jaden, you go next.
I mean, if you're into dark, kind of romantic movies, then this movie's right up your alley. Not my favorite Disney movie, though, but I'm still giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Lucas.
Oh, Me. All right. So for me, I get the rating down below. Again, I'm not in my notes right now because I'm not gonna read off it. But I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. And here's the reason why. First of all, this movie is iconic. For no matter you can watch it Halloween or Christmas. Both of those definitely work out both ways. And like Julian said, the production, creative. This movie is very creative in some way. And I like how it's some original, but not really original because Beetlejuice was kind of in there. It was like a reference to Beetlejuice in there. And I definitely like Jack Skellington because I always thought he was a antagonist when I was a child for some reason.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a child, but once I got older and I realized he was a protagonist, I was like, man, I kind of changed it. But this movie is very good. I definitely love the movie. But the only thing I really have kind of like an issue with is how Sally just kind of like a Jack and Sally was very hesitant. But it's a Disney movie. I was not gonna start about that, being shy with it like that. But I understand why. So 10 out of 10.
Yeah. And finally, Josh.
Well, we gotta do AJ.
Yeah, as big and iconic this movie is, it's a very popular one, and it always gains a lot of fandom because I know a lot of people that collect merchandise and collect stuff from the film, and a lot of people enjoy this film. But for cinematic analysis, as it goes as a whole, you got my first 10 out of 10. I can't say nothing bad about it, hands down.
And finally, Mr. AJ Angelone.
So, for this movie, I am giving it, and welcome to the first ever Cinematic Hall of Fame, a 10 out of 10.
There you go.
The reason being because this movie right here is a freaking classic, and I really recommend everyone watching it. Like, even if you're doing like something for the holiday season, for Christmas this year, I really recommend watching it because it's a good way to like have the kids or the little kids watch the movies and enjoy it because it's Christmas time. And but here's a couple of complaints I had. I know this is gonna piss some people off, but I feel like there's a little bit too much like singing involved, which I'm actually fine with, but I feel like the movie could have been like a teensy a little bit better if they didn't include too much like singing. I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but I also didn't like when there was like one part of the movie, like there was like a rooster, like when the sun was rising up, I think towards like I don't know what scene was it, but there was like a rooster like doing like oh my god, it sounded like it was about to die, like, or ran out of cock a doodle doos. Yeah. If you get it, you get it. But those are my only complaints for the movie. But overall, this is actually a good storytelling movie. And this movie right here is recommended for everyone. If anyone wants to watch this movie like for the Christmas season, go do it because it's a pretty good movie. And plus, fun fact, this has actually been released since my cousin's year born, like year birth. So this is even better.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the first ever episode of the Cinematic Analysis. You guys know how we do things around here. Let's go ahead and go around. Tell everybody where you can find us and what we have coming up. I'll actually have Madi announce the next episode, which I'm very excited for. But before we get to that, everyone give their outros, tell everyone where they can find them, and then we'll get to his cool announcements.
I will go last because I'll be announcing the next episode. So,
I'll go first.
Oh, AJ, I said AJ.
Okay, AJ, you go first.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh, that's surprising, but this is actually a good moment. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the first ever episode of Cinematic Analysis, which was a huge success, and hopefully a lot of people watches us and really like understands what we're saying on here, but this is definitely a huge success. First episode, even though technical difficulties got it a little bit in the way, but we're working on that. We get into positive and negatives throughout the podcast, but we are still here, and we are thriving, and we're trying to make it big in the world. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the first episode of the cinematic fucking analysis.
There it is.
And I really like this movie. I would really watch it again, to be honest. Really, because it's a really good movie, even though it's a last minute thing. But again, I would really like to watch this movie again because it's pretty good.
Yes. All right. Jaden.
Before I say where you can find me and all, Tom messaged the group. He was saying that his rating's an 8 out of 10. He totally recommended.
Yeah, he probably had to go or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to me. You can also find me on the Crash and Burn podcast and the Moshcast as well. You can also find me on TikTok at J4, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes, I'm on Twitter. I just don't be on it as much as though, but it's the same name. I am __ Jaden. You can also find my YouTube channel. You can find all of that stuff in the description.
All right. Next up, Lucas.
All right. So thank you guys for watching me. Actually not down myself on the Cinematic Analysis podcast. I actually get my word actually. Julian.
Julian wanted to see him flop on the bed.
No, not yet. No. Oh my god. Whoa! He went Naruto speed.
He just yeeted himself off the chair.
Hey, someone had to do it.
He went Naruto speed. He went Sonic speed. He went Sonic style. Anyways, you guys find me at Crash and Burn and the Moshcast as well. And again, the beginning misconception again. I'll get better at this once we get through with this again. It's my first time doing this, so again, shit happens. I know. Sometimes I be idiot sometimes, but social media down below. TikTok down below. Again, I don't post in there, and I posting that shit in 2 years. But I'm there. Just existing. Just make sure everyone's good. Make sure just advocate. And that's all I gotta say. And I hope it'd be better. Episode 2.
Yes.
Josh.
All right, thanks you guys for watching the first episode of the Cinematic Analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed our review of the Nightmare Before Christmas film. Stay tuned for all our other episodes. You guys can find us on Instagram. You can find us on all social medias. Mainly Instagram just to start, I believe, but you'll find us here on YouTube making episodes. Follow everybody on this episode as well. Check out what they do aside from the podcasts. Definitely check out Julian's IGTV content. Go give him that follow. Subscribe to Jaden's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. Go follow everybody and support what they do aside from the podcast. And remember, we will see you guys in our next episode. And stay tuned for a lot to come in store. This is the beginning, and we have a lot more on the way. So subscribe, have the bell on so you never miss an upload, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yes. Ding ding.
Jason.
Well, thanks for watching our premiere episode of Cinematic Analysis. We hope you all enjoyed our review of Nightmare Before Christmas, even though I'm still adjusting to reviewing movies since I'm used to reviewing music and wrestling. But I'll get there. I'll get better at it.
Yeah, it's all learning.
Next episodes for the Moshcast, we are reviewing NWA's Straight Outta Compton album as Jaden's birthday request, and
yes.
Sadly, we're not going to review 3 Days Grace Lifestar Snow because Julian is busy on the day that we're supposed to record it. So a replacement, Immortal by Lorna Shore. Because since I enjoyed reviewing that EP with Tom, Julian, and Dylan,
and Jaden,
and yeah, for Crash and Burn, we're reviewing Night of Champions 2011 for WWE. Then we're back to Fantasy Booking, which those are really fun to do. Thanks for watching, and we have a bunch more cool episodes to come for our brand new podcast.
Yes. All right, and I guess that means I am up.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so fucking much for watching the first ever episode of the Cinematic Analysis. We really do appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the support. You know, we've been getting a lot of followers on Instagram. Hopefully we'll get a couple of subscribers. We already have 14 subscribers, and this is our first episode, which is amazing. Yeah, I just checked today, 14 subscribers. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for that. And as usual, you already know where to find me. My stuff is in the description. IGTV videos, album reviews, artist reviews, albums I missed series, everything you could think of. I'm probably doing that on there. Mostly doing live streams as well. And starting December 27th, I will be starting my end of the year live streams, starting out with the worst songs of 2021. You do not want to miss that. I'm sure some of the people here in the call will be watching those as well. It's going to start off worst songs, best songs, worst albums, and the final one will be the best albums of 2021. Also, me and my good buddy Metal Rock Review, Max, we will be going.
Shout out to Max, by the way.
Shout out to Max. This Sunday, me and him will be
former
recording.
Moshcast member.
Yeah, we will be recording our annual top 15 comparisons for the best albums of 2021. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want
to subscribe to his channel too.
Yeah, go subscribe to his channel as well.
Listen to his new podcast too.
Yeah, if you want to get a little sneak preview of what that list is going to be like, then go there. But other than that, that's all I'm going to be doing. Also, find me on the Moshcast, and also go subscribe. Please go subscribe to the Chord Progression Podcast. Please just go do it, man. Come on.
Fuck on, do it.
You got to do it. And
yeah,
that's all I really got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. And I am out of here and cut. Maddie, you're up.
Okay. Big thank you for watching and subscribing and hanging out. But I also want to give a huge thanks. I said this in the beginning, but a huge thanks to everyone involved. Every member, not just in the call, but also Wyatt, Dylan, Tom, everyone who's involved literally came up with this on the spot, and we kind of came together and created it over a weekend. So to have everything really come together is really incredible, and I'm really happy about it. You can find me on the Moshcast. So go subscribe to that. What the fuck are you doing with your life? Yes. You can also find me on Instagram at I'm_A_Micasso. It's like a Picasso, but with an M. And I also stream. But when you go to my Instagram, you will find my link tree or Willow. So you can pretty much find me everywhere from that. And also, like Julian said, go subscribe to our friend Kevin at the Chord Progression Podcast. Our truest homie, who pretty much introduced us to everyone. You know, I got introduced to Julian and met everyone else here through Julian. So big thanks to him. And now for the big announcement, drum roll please, somebody. Our next movie that we are going to be reviewing is Child's Play.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah. The original, not the newer one.
Not the TV series.
Yeah, not the TV series either, but the original movie. I'm very excited to watch that.
Yes. That is going to be an awesome episode. I hope to God I'm going to be able to come on because I'm going to be busy this Saturday, so hopefully I will be able to watch the film and get my thoughts in for the show. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this first episode. Many more episodes will be coming. And as usual, my name is Julian. That's my co-host Maddie. That's Jason. That's Josh. That's Jaden. That's AJ. And that's Lucas. And we are out. Thank you for watching.
All right.